So here's the layout. On the Divine Masculine we have, well, let's see, this is how I laid it down. Ace of Wands, Two of Wands, and then the Knight of Wands. Okay, so that's his side, or the Divine Masculine. Within us both, both twin flames, whether they're, we all know we all have Divine Masculine and Divine Feminine energies within us all, each and every human being. And then here we have the Two of Pentacles, and then what is that? The Nine of Wands. I can't read it through the camera. And then the Strength card. So he has the Ace of Wands, the Two of Wands, and then the Knight of Wands. She has the Two of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, and the Strength card. Then in the very center, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so the center line going from the top down, we have the World, Nine of Pentacles, and the High Priestess. Okay, and then we have the Hanged Man on the side of the Divine Masculine, Ten of Cups on the side of the Divine Feminine. So basically what I see going on here is, well, as this is how I laid them down first, was I believe masculine, then I went feminine, and then did the center. So, and I went from top to bottom on the masculine and from bottom to top on the feminine. So I don't know why, that's just how I laid them out. So the first card we had for the Divine Masculine was the Ace of Wands. And for me, my twin and I both have fire rising, and our sun signs are both earth. I'm Capricorn with Sag rising, he's Virgo with Leo rising. And then we both have 2 planets in Sag, and then 1 in Aries. So, a lot of fire energy. So whenever I see the Ace of Wands or Ace of Pentacles, and depending on if I'm doing a twin flame reading or who, you know, if I'm doing it for twin flames or personal reading for myself, lately I've been getting the Sacred Union energy from the Ace of Wands or the Ace of Pentacles. And the Ace of Cups, because we both have a water moon as well. His is in Pisces, mine's in Cancer. And it's funny, like our Jupiter and Mars are flip-flopped. My Jupiter is in Gemini. I'm sorry, my Jupiter is in Aries, and my Mars is in Gemini, and his is the reverse. His Mars is in Aries. And his Jupiter is in Gemini. So, Gemini, did I say? Yeah, my Mars is in Gemini. My Jupiter is in Aries. His Mars is in Aries. His Jupiter is in Gemini. Just in case I said that wrong the first time. Anyway, moving on. So the Ace of Wands, this is like, and twin flame, I mean, hello, this is the sacred union of the twin flames when you see the Ace of Wands. And this is on the side of the Divine Masculine. So, and then the Two of Wands, that's like the two before they have their sacred union. Okay, so you just in general, people might have already met their twin flame and they're separated, or they haven't met their twin flame yet, or they might have an idea of who it is. So, and with the Ace of Wands, with the Two of Wands, that just screams twin flame energy, because it's the Two of Wands can represent choosing a path, so which way to go forward. So the Divine Masculine has chosen to go forward with the union, because I see this, the Ace of Wands, which also represents the new beginning, the sacred union, and then the Knight of Wands. So moving forward towards this union of the two flames becoming one. And the Knight of Wands, very fiery, so charging forward with a lot of fast-moving, passionate energy. So very electric, very in that creative, fiery flow. So they could be imagining what it would be like to actually have that union and have a life together. And because there's the Nine of Pentacles in the center between the two, it's like both the divine masculine and divine feminine individually are thinking about either ways to be financially stable and what their financial structure is going to look like, or they're participating in the manifestation of that currently. And then they're also thinking about how to unify, since it's in the center, the heart of the combined energies. It's a thought that they're both having about how to unify their resources. So not just finances and money, but friends. Are, have they gotten rid of the people that were in their life that, going forward on their path are not going to be in their life anymore, or in the same capacity? Maybe it's going to be in a very limited capacity. Have they gone through their life, done the inventory, cleaned out, done the spiritual housekeeping in order to unify their resources, so that you integrate and mesh in a more fluid manner. You don't have all these hiccups. So if you individually have, quote unquote, your shit together with, having your own place to live, your own source of income, whatever it is, maybe transportation was an issue. I know that was a big issue between my twin flame and I, because I don't drive, I don't have a car, and he didn't have the resources, so having to rely on other people, and then you have like interference energies, and it's just so much so much better to just have your own thing going on, where you don't have to ask anyone for anything. And even if you have to rely on the government and get help to get you through whatever, at least you are a person of your own volition, making your own decisions without having to check in with someone. So, these codependent relationships and just, in order to unify and integrate, we have to make sure that we've done our individual work, so that when we come together, it just blends more smoothly. So, and because the Hanged Man And on the bottom of the deck is the Seven of Pentacles, and with the Hangman, what that's telling me is, and especially for the Divine Masculine, it's kind of like I keep getting horses in the pen right before the gate drops, before the race starts, and I don't even have pets anymore, so I don't eat meat. I don't believe in keeping pets, and we're not going to go off on that tangent, but I just keep getting that visual, because I've been to a fair before and they had horse races and stuff, and one very traumatic thing happened, besides seeing the wounds on the side of their leg from the jockey, you know, slapping them with the little paddle thing, but one horse tripped and fell and had a seizure and was like, you know, choking on its own tongue or whatever happened, and it just really startled me. And so I don't like horse races or anything like that at all, zoos or anything, but not to say that there aren't beautiful, wonderful people working at the zoos helping the animals, and you know, I just don't believe in the whole, I think they should all be free in the wild. So anyway, just like people, I think everyone should be free, and that's the whole thing about the waiting with the Hangman and the Seven of Pentacles, is you want things to be right. You don't want to keep getting triggered and triggering your twin and regurgitating back up old stuff that, you know, we've worked so hard to, you know, all the shadow work that we've been doing. We don't want to slip back into bad habits. So we're ready to move forward. We've done a lot of this work, but there's just a little bit more waiting to do because of just our own individual fears of, you know, maybe abandonment issues, so we let people take advantage of us, or like men feel you know, they don't want to be controlled and being nitpicked to death and having their woman call them all the time, where are you, who are you with, blah blah blah. So all these fears that we've been, and all these triggers, we want to make sure that we've worked on them before we have our union. We want to make sure our individual spiritual work is, you know, it's not ever completely done, but that we've gotten to a good point to where now just the last puzzle piece that needs to be put in place is to have your sacred union with your twin. And on the Divine Feminine, we have the Two of Pentacles. So, you know, she's adapted to not being alone, but thriving with self. And so she's really come to a place where she really knows what she wants. She's chosen the sacred union, and she wants to make sure when she, you know, the Divine Feminine, when she allows the Divine Masculine back into, you know, her life, when he's ready to make that move, she wants to make sure that she's not going to be knocked off balance, because she's, you know, he needs to bring to the table what she's bringing to the table, you know. And I keep saying he and she, it doesn't matter, whichever twin, whichever side you relate more with, you'll know. So, and the Nine of Wands, especially in this deck, it's like holding your ground. And with that and the Strength card, you know, she knows how to hold her ground. Hold on here. She can hold her ground, but with a certain gentleness that, you know, she can tame the lion. And it's funny because I had this dream where there was just this, like, a guy, and he seemed like aggressive, and he got in my face all of a sudden, and I had this fight or flight thing, and instantly I just released it, and then just kind of touched his chest where his heart was, and just went, "Aw, silly," or what, you know, and just tamed the lion just instantly. And instantly he just had a smile on his face and then walked away and disappeared. So diffusing that volatile energy as soon as it creeps up. The divine feminine is the water, you know, and the divine masculine is the fire. So there has to be that balance where the fire doesn't get out of control and incinerate everything, but you can't have too much water to where it extinguishes the fire. You know, you have to let that man fire burn. Just the right amount of fire and water, it's real steamy, right? So, and the last card in the bottom between the two, so they're sharing this energy, is the High Priestess. So that's at the base. So they're both twins are getting messages, synchronicities, sensations, reminders. They're reminiscing. Everything they're doing right now is very much involving the energy of the other twin. So when she's got the divine feminine, she or whichever side you relate with. These cards are very stiff, so they're hard to pick up. She has the Ten of Cups, the divine feminine. So she's in her heart space. She's ready to go. She's done preparation. You know, she's got her school of fish here. She's with the flow. She's in the energy of the flow. She's got the world at the top, High Priestess at the bottom. Ten of Cups on her side, and you guys are sharing the Nine of Pentacles. So fusing your dreams together and creating a world together. These ideas have been swirling around in both of your heads, and it's really getting down to the practicality now. All the details of the actual blending of your two worlds into one, and maintaining your own identity and not having it be part of the old paradigm and the stuff you see in movies, and just really having it be this sacred, organic, true love that's unconditional, that's forgiving, that you have the faith, the courage, the strength to work through anything and everything, and you're taking that leap to do so. You're, you know, very aware of self, though, the strength of maintaining who you are and your boundaries. And that's why the divine masculine, there's the Seven of Pentacles, which is waiting for the harvest to come in. So it's there and it's waiting. There's a little bit more ripening time, though, because the divine masculine wants to make sure that he's not going to fall back into the old ways either and trample on all the things that he's done to work through his issues, but he also doesn't want to trample on what she's done and her boundaries and all the work that she's done to work through her stuff. So and that's good, because you don't want a false start. You know, you want everything to be according to divine timing and everyone to feel right about it, both people. So, but the divine feminine is ready in her own right, standing strong, maintaining who she is, her boundaries, her routine of self-nurturing and self-care, checking in with self. And the divine feminine has really done, alright, runner chaser in my case. It's like I'm the chaser, the divine feminine, and he's the runner. But that dynamic it's really like they're coming to each other and meeting in the middle now. There's no runner chaser energy that I'm sensing, that I'm feeling. He's rearing to go. He's just waiting for you to give the signal, pop the, you know, the cap gun, tell him when the race is on so they can drop the gates. But there's still a little bit of hesitation. I won't say fear, I'll just say hesitation. A little bit more of working through your own internal fears of um, trusting yourself, whether you're going to fall back into these old patterns. Neither party wants to do that, so both twins are working through how to integrate their two lives, maintain their individuality, and then have a third entity. So it's like a triangle. You have your individuality, but then you come together and you create that third energy by amplifying the two. So it's striking that balance and waiting for the opportune time, and not an opportunistic way, but just spiritually being ready, financially, just having all your ducks in a row, feeling just like when you're ready to have, sex for the first time, or when you're ready to have a baby, or when you're ready to get married. Whenever you feel ready to, take off the training wheels, whatever it is, when you're ready, you're ready. And you'll know when that moment is. And you'll know what to do in that moment. And just let the angels guide you. Let your heart guide you. Your dreams are very important right now. And the world is at the very top. So things are coming together nicely. The divine feminine is really in her divine feminine and has her divine masculine balanced within. And same with the divine, with the men. And this is gay straight, so it's just men, women, whatever. Men, women, they both have divine masculine, feminine within. And the divine masculine within, all men and women, twin flames, is rearing to go, just waiting for that divine feminine, which we're both twins are working through, making sure all their boundaries are in place. And the divine masculine is making sure they don't trample those boundaries. So this is the inner dialogue that both twins are having within themselves, is how do I not get triggered? How do I not slip back into old behavior patterns? Creating a new world, that's how we do it. So integrating all parts of ourselves, so our dreams, everything, having unified mind, body, spirit within, not compartmentalizing one or the other, or making one more important than the other. Divine masculine and feminine balance within. So being balanced as individuals and bringing that individual balance together to create a third energy of completion, and that's the world at the very top there. So the integration within and between the two twins, and then you take on the world. Then it's time to get to work. So it's kind of a little bit high anxiety time. I can feel that, because it's really getting practical now. It's getting real, and but it's beautiful. And don't let anything stop you. Don't interfere with yourself. Don't let the dark actors interfere. And there's nothing to fear, because it's all just love. So, and when you're ready to come together and the timing is right, you'll know. You'll get the messages, and you'll know what to do. So just have faith in the process. Have faith in yourself. Trust in God, source energy, universe, all the fairies and angels and everyone who's helping. You got teams, not just one team. You have teams rooting for you, fighting for you. So aligning everything just perfectly so that it's just right when you come together. So I think this is a beautiful reading. It kind of made me nervous when I laid down the cards because I started with the Divine Masculine and I just went, oh gosh, whoo. So, and if this message isn't for me, if it's, it's not the time or whatever for me, this is for somebody out there. So I feel awesome about whoever it's for, and just want to say I love you all. Blessings to all. And yeah, just have faith in the process. Okay, everyone. Blessings.